Have you ever wondered what choices today will shape the way your life feels at 80? As the years pass, many people assume aging is something that just happens, a fate they have no say in. But the truth is, the steps you take before 80 often decide whether those years feel fulfilling and strong or lonely and full of regret. In this video from Glow Life, we're diving into 7 things you must do before you reach 80 to avoid a miserable old age. Each of these steps is based on simple but powerful truths about health, relationships and mindset that too many older adults overlook. And here's the good news, it's never too late to start. Stay tuned until the very end, because you'll discover how these 7 things not only protect you from decline, but also give you a sense of joy and control that can make your later years the best chapter of your life. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Protect your mobility. One of the most overlooked keys to a happy old age is the ability to move without constant struggle. Too many men and women wait until their late 70s to pay attention to their legs, hips and balance, and by then the decline has already set in. Protecting your mobility before 80 is like putting money in the bank. It pays off every time you get up from a chair without groaning, every time you walk without fear of falling, and every time you bend down to pick up something without pain shooting through your back. Mobility is not just about exercise, it is about daily habits, stretching your legs, keeping your weight in a healthy range, and paying attention to posture all matter. When your body moves freely, your brain feels more confident, and that confidence carries into every area of life. Think about what happens when you cannot move easily. Your world shrinks, your mood dips, and isolation sets in. But when you can still walk around your neighborhood, take trips to the store, or even just move around the house with ease, you hold on to independence. Psychologically, mobility connects directly to dignity. Many studies show that older adults who keep their walking speed steady are less likely to develop depression or lose interest in life. The reason is simple. Moving well tells your brain you are still capable, it keeps your self-image strong, and others see you as active and vibrant, not frail. Take the example of Robert, a 74-year-old who began doing simple chair exercises each morning. By the time he turned 78, he noticed that while many of his friends were using canes, he was still able to climb stairs and walk long distances without assistance. That one choice to protect his mobility gave him years of freedom that others lost. So if you want to avoid a miserable old age, start with your legs. Keep them strong, keep them flexible, and treat your ability to move as your greatest asset. Number 2. Guard your finances. One of the hardest realities many older adults face after 80 is running out of money or depending entirely on others for financial support. The stress of wondering if you can afford basic needs, medications, or even the heating bill can drain joy from your life. That is why guarding your finances before you turn 80 is not just smart, it is essential for peace of mind. Guarding your finances does not always mean having millions in the bank. It means being wise with what you have and making decisions that protect you from unnecessary hardship. Budgeting, minimizing debt, and ensuring you have reliable income sources like pensions, social security, or investments give you stability. Without this, even small expenses can feel overwhelming, and that kind of stress makes aging miserable. Psychologically, financial security ties directly to independence. Studies in aging show that those who feel they can cover their expenses experience lower anxiety and greater overall life satisfaction. On the other hand, constant financial fear can trigger feelings of shame or worthlessness, even if you've lived a responsible life. That emotional weight often leads to isolation because people avoid social situations when they feel embarrassed about money. Consider the story of Linda, who at 72 sat down with a financial advisor to simplify her accounts and plan for the next 20 years. She downsized her home, cut unnecessary bills, and set aside enough savings for emergencies. By 79, she felt free to enjoy life without the constant background worry of what if. She did not need luxury, she just needed security. If you want to avoid a miserable old age, remember this: financial planning is not about greed, it is about dignity. By guarding your finances, you give yourself the gift of freedom, the freedom to make choices, to enjoy simple pleasures, and to live without constant fear of running short. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed to Glow Life yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, nurture your relationships. Loneliness is one of the most painful conditions that can creep into old age, and it often becomes severe after 80 if relationships are not cared for earlier. Nurturing your connections with family, friends and community before you reach that stage can mean the difference between a life that feels full and a life that feels empty. Human beings are wired for connection. Without it, health declines rapidly. Researchers have found that chronic loneliness is as harmful to the body as smoking or obesity. It raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of dementia. Yet the real danger is not only physical. Emotional isolation makes every day feel longer and heavier. Without laughter, shared meals, or meaningful conversation, time loses its richness. The power of relationships lies in their ability to remind you that you matter. When you call a friend, attend a family gathering, or even chat with a neighbor, your brain releases chemicals that lift your mood and reduce stress. These moments tell you that you are still part of the fabric of life. On the other hand, neglecting relationships often leads to regret later, because by the time you wish to reconnect, many opportunities may be gone. Think about the story of Harold, age 76. He made it a habit to call his old army buddies once a month and attend his church social every week. By the time he turned 80, even though some friends had passed, he still had a strong network of people who cared about him. His life felt rich because he had invested in those ties long before he desperately needed them. So to avoid a miserable old age, nurture your relationships now, stay in touch, forgive quickly, and show up for the people who matter. The love and companionship you build today will become the safety net that holds you up tomorrow. Number 4, prioritize your mental health. Far too many people spend their 70s focused on their physical health, but neglect what is happening inside their minds. Yet your mental health determines how you experience every moment of aging. Without care, issues like anxiety, depression, or memory decline can take hold, making each day feel heavier than it needs to be. Before you turn 80, making mental health a priority can protect you from years of struggle. The truth is that mental health is not simply about avoiding illness, it is about cultivating resilience, optimism, and the ability to handle life's changes. Aging brings loss of loved ones, loss of physical strength, and sometimes loss of independence. Those who prepare mentally are better able to adapt, while those who ignore it often fall into despair. Taking time to engage in meaningful hobbies, practice relaxation techniques, or even speak openly with a counselor when needed, builds a strong mental foundation. Psychologically, nurturing your mind reinforces your identity. You are not just a body growing older, you are a thinking, feeling human being with value. When you remind yourself of this through reading, journaling, or social interaction, you protect your sense of self. Studies repeatedly show that seniors who challenge their brains with learning and creative activities experience less cognitive decline and report higher life satisfaction. Take Margaret, age 73, who began attending a weekly painting class after her husband passed. At first it was just a distraction, but she soon realized it lifted her mood, gave her new friends, and sharpened her memory. By the time she reached 80, her days were filled with purpose, and she rarely experienced the emptiness so many of her peers described. If you want to avoid a miserable old age, do not treat mental health as optional. Guard it as carefully as you do your physical health. Protecting your peace of mind will make the difference between living fully and merely existing. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed to Glow Life yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5. Build a reliable support network. As you age, one of the greatest risks to your well-being is isolation. Too many older adults underestimate how powerful loneliness can be. It creeps into daily life, slowly draining energy, weakening the immune system, and even shortening lifespan. Before you turn 80, you must make a conscious effort to build and maintain a reliable support network. People you can count on, and who can count on you. Having a strong network is not about having dozens of friends or being surrounded by constant activity. It is about having meaningful, dependable relationships. A few trusted friends, supportive neighbors, or family members who check in regularly can make all the difference. When something goes wrong, when illness strikes, or when grief weighs heavy, those connections become lifelines. Without them, problems feel 10 times heavier. Psychologically, humans are wired for connection. Your brain thrives on interaction, affirmation, and belonging. A support system helps reduce stress, keeps depression at bay, and even improves cognitive function. Seniors who remain socially engaged often show slower mental decline and greater emotional resilience. Consider a man named George, at 76. After retiring, he noticed many of his old friends moved away or became less available. Instead of accepting isolation, he joined a local community garden. Not only did he stay physically active, but he also gained a circle of people who valued his company and advice. By the time he reached 80, George never felt alone, because he had invested in relationships that enriched his life. A reliable network also adds practical safety. Friends can notice when you seem unwell, catch problems early, or encourage you to seek care. They can remind you of appointments, help with errands, or simply sit with you when you need company. These small acts of support add up to a much happier, safer life. Do not wait until loneliness becomes unbearable. Take the time now to nurture relationships, join groups, or reach out to family. Your future self will thank you, and the years ahead will feel lighter and more joyful because you chose not to face them alone. Number 6. Create a financial safety net. Money is not everything, but when it is lacking in old age, it can quickly turn life into a daily struggle. Before you turn 80, one of the wisest steps you can take is building a financial safety net. Without it, even small expenses can cause stress and emergencies can feel overwhelming. With it you have peace of mind, freedom, and the ability to focus on living rather than worrying. Financial security in later years is not about being wealthy, it is about having stability. A modest pension, some savings, or a plan to cover medical costs can prevent the feelings of helplessness that so many seniors experience. When finances are uncertain, stress levels rise, sleep suffers, and relationships can become strained. On the other hand, knowing that your basic needs will be met gives you the confidence to enjoy life's simple pleasures. From a psychological standpoint, financial control reinforces dignity. Seniors who manage their money wisely feel more independent and respected. It prevents the sense of becoming a burden on children or relatives. Even small steps, such as budgeting carefully, downsizing to a manageable home, or setting aside a little emergency fund, can bring enormous relief. Take Ellen, who was 75 when she decided to simplify her finances. She sold her larger house, moved into a smaller apartment, and placed the extra money into a savings account for emergencies. By the time she turned 80, she not only felt secure, but also had the freedom to spend on things that brought her joy, like trips with friends or gifts for her grandchildren. That sense of stability gave her peace of mind and a richer quality of life. If financial matters are left unplanned, they can lead to constant worry and dependence. Medical bills, unexpected repairs, or simple living expenses can spiral into burdens. But by creating a safety net before 80, you give yourself the power to live with confidence and dignity, avoiding the misery of financial insecurity in old age. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed to Glow Life yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 7. Embrace a sense of purpose. What many people overlook is that the most powerful ingredient for happiness in old age is not just health, wealth, or even companionship. It is purpose. Before you turn 80, you must discover or nurture a reason to get up in the morning, something that gives meaning to your days. Without purpose, time can feel empty and life can quickly lose its spark. Purpose does not have to mean a grand achievement. It can be as simple as caring for a pet, tending a garden, mentoring younger people, volunteering in the community, or even sharing your wisdom with family. These activities tell your mind and heart that you still matter, that your presence has value, and that the world is better with you in it. From a psychological perspective, purpose strengthens resilience. When hardships arise, as they inevitably do, the knowledge that you are still contributing helps you push forward. Seniors with a strong sense of purpose are shown to live longer, recover more quickly from illness, and maintain sharper mental health. The mind thrives when it has a reason to stay engaged. Think of Robert, who retired at 72 and felt aimless for several months. Eventually, he began volunteering at a local food pantry, greeting visitors and helping organize supplies. What seemed like a small act of service became a lifeline of joy. His days had structure, his heart had fulfillment, and by 80, he looked back, knowing his later years were filled with meaning rather than emptiness. Aging without purpose can feel like drifting, but with purpose, each day feels like a gift. It keeps you curious, active, and hopeful. It also inspires the people around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, who see your example and feel encouraged themselves. Do not wait for purpose to find you. Seek it out before you turn 80. When you do, you will not just avoid a miserable old age, you will create a life of dignity, joy, and lasting fulfillment. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video on Glow Life, take a moment to reflect on the 7 things we've just discussed. Which one spoke to you the most? Was it the importance of building strong connections, protecting your health, or perhaps finding your sense of purpose? Each of these steps matters, and each one can shape the way you experience your later years. Growing older is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. By taking action before you turn 80, you're giving yourself the chance to avoid the regrets and struggles that so many face. Instead, you're building a foundation for a life filled with meaning, confidence, and peace. Remember, you are never too old to improve your tomorrow. Every small choice adds up, whether it's being more mindful of your habits, prioritizing relationships, or finding a way to give back. These actions breathe life into your years, no matter your age. Thank you for joining us today on Glow Life. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.